Guys, it's Sarah, and today I thought it'd be fun to show you some books that I had options to read when I was doing my customer picks my next read vlogs. I was working at Barnes & Noble, and when a customer would come in and ask for a certain book, if we had that book in stock, I would add it to a list of, hey, my customer came in looking for this book. It's sitting at home on my TBR. I'm going to read it. And I challenged myself to read 3 for each video. So if you have not seen those vlogs, I will leave a link down below if you want to go check them out. But since I'm no longer at Barnes & Noble, I thought I would show you some of the books that were options or just ones that I had taken, little clips of, but then I ended up not reading them. So I didn't read every single thing that people came in asking for because I had a lot of options. I would just collect a bunch of options and I would choose from those. So these are the ones that I had as options, but I ended up going with something else at the time. Okay, first one is Watership Down by Richard Adams. So I have had this book for quite a while. Actually, I've had this book 2 different times. I think I had the mass market paperback that my sister gave me a while ago because she absolutely loves this book. And I tried to read it. This was years ago, like years ago. I think we were living in San Antonio at the time, which, my second daughter wasn't even born yet. And she's 12 now. So that's how long ago it was that I tried to read it. And I had a hard time getting into it for sure. And so I ended up getting rid of the mass market paperback because I wasn't sure I was going to ever, go back to it. It was just something I ended up getting rid of probably when we were moving or something. But then I kept thinking, okay, I want to go back. I want to go back and read that book. I want to go back and read that book. And I got a different version of it. I actually got the version that we had in the store. But then I saw this version of it and I traded the other one for this one because, oh my gosh, this cover, this drawn rabbit, oh, it's so beautiful. And the colors, it's so beautiful. So I really hope I like this eventually whenever I do read it. It was definitely an option, but I just, I didn't get to it at the time. So this is the 40th anniversary edition. If anyone is looking for it, I'll try to link it down below if I can. Amazon is iffy on whether or not they have this particular one in stock, but if I can find it, I will link it down below for you guys. But eventually I would like to read this, and there is an adaptation of it as well on Netflix. So eventually I'd like to do that. Obviously I want to read the book first, but yeah. So it was an option, just didn't get to it. Another option I had was Wrong Place, Wrong Time. This is by Gillian McAllister. And same story for all of these. I didn't get to this one, didn't choose this one. But this one I'm so incredibly interested in. I've heard really, really good things about it. It's like a time loop type thing, almost a Groundhog's Day, but it's, kind of what if you could go back in time and change something pretty big that would affect your family. Can you do it? Will you do it? All these things. So I've heard this is really great, but yeah. Okay. Next one is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. This is one that I picked up because it is on the Great American Reads list. And another one that I just really, it's dog-eared, you guys. Who did that? I definitely got this one used, but oh my goodness, absolutely not. Let me fix this. Hang on. There we go. Okay. I definitely want to read this because it's on the Great American Reads list, but I've heard very, very good things about it. And it is a kind of military wartime book. And I've heard it's like a satire. So I've heard really good things about it. Definitely excited to read it at some point. Just didn't make it in this round. Another one is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I'm a little sad I didn't get to this one, to be honest. And it was my choice. So I do eventually want to get to this because this is a little bit of a spinoff of one of the characters from the Caraval series. I loved the Caraval series, and I definitely want to read this. And I've heard that, people are really enjoying this series as well. It'll be young adult fantasy. But this one was also a gift, from Maria Sparrow. So thank you. And eventually I would definitely like to get to this one. I have the first 2 in the trilogy on my shelves. I haven't bought book 3 yet, but I definitely want to get to this one because I really love Stephanie Garber's writing. Okay, another one is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. This was a gift from Amber over at Books and Beaches. I'll leave her channel link down below if you haven't checked her out yet. Please do. And she sent this as a thank you for letting her hang out on one of our besties trips when we were in Wisconsin. And I was like, thank you for hanging out, because that was the first time I got to meet her in person, and it was fantastic. She's amazing. And she sent me this as a thank you. And I was just like, you did not have to do that. I yelled at her. But I haven't read it, and I really want to. This is a horror book, and I definitely am interested in this author. He has another one coming out later this year as well that I'm interested in. So I definitely want to, get into him and see. And this is a heavy book. I'm wondering what kind of paper they use. They must use, this paper is definitely heavier than normal paper. There's a lot of pictures in here, which is why I'm guessing. Like full-size pictures and stuff. So I definitely want to read it, and I will read this one with my eyeballs since there's pictures and everything that are going to go along with the story. But yeah, a couple people came in looking for this one, so I definitely had it as an option, just didn't get to it at the time. And last, but definitely not least, is one that so many people have come into the store asking about, and that is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This one I have on audio. So I don't own it physically, but I do have the audio version of it, which is definitely the way I'm going to listen to it, because she reads it herself, and I've heard that it's amazing. Jeanette McCurdy is an actress, and this is her story of her relationship with her mother and how toxic and bad it was while she was growing up, because she grew up in the limelight. She was acting. And from what I'm hearing, she goes all sorts of places with this and tells everything. So I heard it's heartbreaking, and I'm interested to know what it's all about and all that. So eventually I will read that one as well. And actually this year I'd like to read it because it is nonfiction, and I would like to read more nonfiction this year, which I still have not done. Okay, guys, those are some books that my customers had come in looking for and were options for me to read, just haven't gotten to them yet. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.